What's good, man? It's the Realhooptalks podcast. We're back with another pod, man. Somebody feeling right, man?
Feeling good, man. Sunday, no better way to start the Sunday, man. Let's go. Let's get it right. We got some interesting pod topics for y'all. Gonna talk about my Cavs. How they Cavs, about teams to panic on. Gonna be looking back on our predictions. We got some fun stuff for y'all. Like Willis said, like EGF said, we already know how. I could tell it was gonna be the longest segment. We know it's gonna be the longest.
Yeah. We trying to jump into a positive note.
Yeah, I want to start with the Cavs, man.
We start with Cleveland, man.
Cavs, man. I'm loving the Cavs, man. I just love watching them. Even last year, I loved watching them because they just know how to. They knew how to.
Last year, I don't know. Did you watch them that much in April?
Well, they won 40. Well, they did make the playoffs.
No, they didn't.
Their record was better than the Hawks. They won 44 games. The Hawks won 43. We're not doing this. Even when my eighth seeded Cavs played last year and missed the playoffs somehow, I enjoy watching them last year. They played the right way. I like JB Biggerstaff. He seems like he's going to be a decent coach in this league. We're deep. That's what my favorite things about this team is our depth and our size. Those two things allow us to, I think, to compete with anybody. Like we were talking about with the Bucks. I don't see another team in the East really outside of Boston, maybe, I guess. But outside of Boston, I don't see another team in the East really who can. I think you don't believe it, but I think we can give Giannis trouble. I legit do.
Like the Bucks, though. It's not like the Bucks, dude.
It's not like what?
But you don't like the Bucks. Don't do that, bro.
What you mean, like the Bucks? What are you talking about?
You said they got size like the Bucks, bro. Do you know how big Giannis is? Compare Giannis to fucking Evan Mobley, 8 blocks against the Pistons.
I'm telling you, man. I think we one of the best equipped teams in the East to handle Giannis. I'm telling you. You don't want to believe it, but I'm telling you, we can. Bottom line, we can compete with anybody in the East. I think we're slowly showing that. We beat Boston 2 times in a 4-day span. It's regular season, but still something to look at. Won 7 games. Every game we won this year, either Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland missed the game. So I think that touches on our depth. Kevin Love had a triple-double off the bench the other night. We got players, man. Dean Wade playing all right, shooting the ball over 50% from 3. Okoro's been a disappointment, but he had a decent game against the Pistons. LeVert played well. We have bodies, man. We got bodies. We're young. We play the right way. We play defense. And this Cavs team, we going far, man. I'm not too banking on us this year. My expectation this year, I'm gonna say get home court advantage in the first round and advance to the second round. I think depending on who we play, we maybe can win 2 playoff series, but I think we definitely are equipped to win at least 1. So, but I also could see us being a first-round exit. It's just all about matchups, but I even regarding matchups, I think we have a solid chance to at least win 1 playoff series, and even if we do lose in the second round, it won't be bad. Like I said, any team in the East we can compete with. No team. Giannis even said it last year. He even gave us flowers last year. Giannis talked about how good the Cavs were, how we were on the come up. So yeah, he knows. Giannis knows. Your boy, I'm telling you, nobody in the East is rushing to play the Cavs. I will say that. Nobody.
I think you had them as what? 5th seed possibly in our prediction video.
I think yeah.
Does that change with an 8-1 start? They're 8-1, right? Not 8-1.
Yeah, they're 7-1, but yeah.
7-1, yeah. Oh, they're gonna be 8-1 and play the Lakers tonight.
Yeah. But
does it change after starting off 7-1? Was that second best record in the conference?
Yeah, I guess it does a little bit because I'm not gonna lie. I think we're gonna talk about them later, but I top to bottom, I think we're better than the Nets. I think we're better than the Nets.
I think top to bottom, which again we talked about in the group chat, bad standard for playoff talk. When it comes to regular season, it definitely matters. I think top to bottom. I think you can confidently say this is top to bottom the best team in the East. Top to bottom. Obviously, star power wins on playoff games, but top to bottom, I think you can confidently say it's the best team in the East. I mean, maybe the Bucks is the only team that may contest that, but I don't see another team top to bottom. You got Philly needs Boston. So one of them three teams, top three, top to bottom, good team.
So how likely is it we could end up with the 2 seed?
I don't know though, man, because it's an 82 game season. If everybody's healthy, I'd probably give the top 2 seed.
Yeah.
Everybody's healthy. I'm gonna go 20%. I think top 4 seed lock. Shit, I love to go top 3 seed lock. We're gonna get to it later, but I'm still selling stock on Philly, bro. I think it could be a top 3 lock potentially with this team. One of the only full teams, I guess you can say. Like every team either is dealing with the injury already, which is kind of scary. That would probably be in a competition, whether it's Philly, Boston's missing their center a bit, and even Milwaukee's missing Chris Middleton. So just off health alone and having extra bodies that other teams simply don't have, like Philly struggling without Harden already. Boston, they doing good. They still do need an interior presence in Williams. I think top to bottom, with their health being what it is, they could. I see this team being the top 3 and getting to the second round. Now, Eastern Conference Finals, I don't know about, but second round, yeah, I think that's very attainable. I don't think a team like Toronto or Atlanta would beat a team like this.
And like you said, if we played Philly, I would be pretty confident. If we played the only two teams,
We've seen what happens when Joel Embiid has to go through 2 big men, whether it's Toronto in 2019 or every time he faces Giannis and Brook Lopez is healthy, he has problems. And again, in the playoffs specifically, I'm not trusting James Harden. Tyrese Maxey is a throw-up maybe, but it's not like you don't have Isaac Okoro, and it's not like Donovan Mitchell isn't playing great defense right now. So again, it's a team game at the end of the day, and Philadelphia's bench is fucking trash. So if you was asking today, if the playoffs started today, in which we were very 4, 5, 6 months away from it, I'd probably take Cleveland like 5 at this moment.
And 5?
5 or 6. Again, Joel Embiid is not about to be able to. You can't run through Joel Embiid when you have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley in the paint. It's not happening at all. And again, I don't trust James Harden. And they have Isaac Okoro. And I trust Garland and Donovan enough that even though Okoro would be an offensive liability, that defense alone is going to be hard to score for any opposing team from here. Even the Bucks sometimes. I'm not confident because Cleveland don't got the experience or whatever. But I'd say something, I'm also not confident that Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton is going to show me that they can outplay Garland and Mitchell on a consistent basis. They haven't even shown me that yet in the playoffs. And I'm not really sure. Because I don't know what to think about Evan Mobley and Jared Allen in the playoffs against Giannis. Can it be neutralized by them? Probably. But in a shootout with Drew Holiday and Chris or Garland or Mitchell, it's going to be kind of hard to pick who. For me personally.
It can match up with anybody, man.
I think the Cavs are in a good place. I think they should be. I think they should be really happy. I know all of us in Cleveland is happy about it. Just to see it, even if you're not a Cavs fan, just the new scenery. And Cavs fans, you don't have to really worry about them saying you're nothing but LeBron James. Like when I was downtown getting insomnia cookies the other day, and it just felt real refreshing seeing billboards of Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, Karis LeVert, just all of it. Just a new first scene. I like what the Cavs are doing this year. Now, Donovan Mitchell had some questions about, especially in the clutch, back-to-back years. He was the worst clutch player in basketball. The Cavs have been in 6 clutch games already, and he was looking pretty good like he was doing in Utah. Same goes for Garland. Their first game together, a lot of us thought they was going to take a period for them to, mush together. And we're not saying that they're still not going through that mush period, but they're looking pretty damn good throughout that period of getting used to each other. Evan Mobley, defensive versatility is on one. He can hand guard 1 through 5 because he's really that agile. And I don't know why the Pistons kept trying him the other day. I didn't watch the game fully. I just watched his block highlights. I don't know why they kept blowing up on him. He had a nice fucking chase down too, but he got it. Speed, length. And I just like it. I think most teams are going to have problems with this team. No pick and roll switches will be an issue when you always have a 7-foot defensive monster in that paint. Which is why I think, surprisingly, even though Jason Tatum did play good when they played Boston, they were still in the game.
Mobley. Can we see Mobley on an all-defensive team this year?
I think it's very possible. Very much so. Sometimes I'm scared, though. I don't know. Do you think? I know it's still very early, and shit could change in the year. We see Mitchell and Gobe's on a different team within a year. Can you see a place where Evan Mobley wants not his own team, but a bigger role, kind of like what DeAndre Ayton was one day, a bigger role, being what was he the 4th overall pick, 3rd, 4th?
Who, Aiden?
Oh no,
Mobley. 3rd.
Can you see a day where he wants a bigger role? He's only 21 right now, but I'm saying in the future maybe, where it may be an issue that he wants a bigger role. Because we all being real, most people ain't giving him the love in Cleveland. Most people is running with this whole Donovan Mitchell MVP thing, going as a young up and coming point guard. I don't see them showing no love to Mobley outside of Cleveland folks.
That's a bit true. I mean, that's a dynamic I never really thought about. I could see it happening, but I guess it's a possibility, something to think about maybe.
But time changes so fast, though. Anything could really happen. But I do want to also applaud the Cavs on this. Their drafting has been actually great. We see a lot of other teams that have a lot of misses, whether it's the Kings or Timberwolves, and they actually did pick good. I like their draft picks. There was not no hit or miss. They actually could have made a wrong decision throughout these drafts, whether it's drafting Darius Garland, who was basically out of high school. He didn't play that many college games. He was at Vanderbilt, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't play that many games in Vanderbilt, or even Evan Mobley out of USC. So I do want to applaud them on that. They both seem to be they're taking big strides, whether it's Darius Garland, just how unselfish he is, and even how good he is in the clutch, or Evan Mobley with his defensive versatility. You obviously could have made the wrong decisions. Even keeping Kevin Love, all the time they could have traded him for draft capital. We see that's the new wave in the league. Everybody wanted thousands of draft picks. Keeping Kevin Love, keeping his core together, and not making those stupid trades to either be in win-now mode or tank heavily down. They was patient. They went through the process. They saw opportunity and let Sexton walk. Thank God, because I didn't want him here. Let him walk to Utah and got Mitchell in return. So I do want to applaud who's their GM, Kobe Altman. I want to applaud the whole organization for that. I do like how this team is constructed. I don't know, it's just something about seeing teams built the right way. They didn't trade for Mitchell, but besides that, everything else was just strictly homegrown or has been here for 3-4 plus years.
Yeah, I gotta respect it. Even our role players, Okoro, you can make a case that he's underperforming, but he has his moments. Jetty, homegrown. Dean Wade turned into a decent piece, homegrown. So yeah, he's shooting the ball real well.
50% from 3.
So, yeah.
And I don't really feel like it's a core part. Again, I think players like a core, we all know when you draft a player like that. What was he selected out, wasn't he, too? Yeah, 5th pick.
He was like top 5, yeah.
Even players like a core, they knew drafting him, they had some offensive liabilities. I just don't think that they saw Garland becoming this. I didn't think they saw the Karis LeVert trade becoming available. Or again, even that Donovan Mitchell trade becoming available. I just don't think there's any room in the depth chart for him. I do think he's somebody you should maybe hold on to for maybe another year or two because that defensive presence, there is not a lot of people that can lock up guards like a Koro can. But I just don't think there's any room for him. At least he's down to 16 minutes per game. And it's not his fault. Just they don't have time to develop. The Cavaliers is in place for the first time since what? The 90s probably, where they could possibly be a legitimate contender without LeBron James. And I think that the city of Cleveland and even their front office wants to just enjoy that. So me personally, I think they should probably maybe trade him after a year or two.
Trade Okoro?
I'll look into it. Maybe get a pick possibly. I definitely look into it. I think that they should really just leave this core alone.
Yeah, no, that's the big thing.
Especially with a hot start like this. There's no telling how good that Donovan Mitchell and Garland is about to be in the backcourt.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do wonders for each other. They're gonna play off each other real well. I think so.
I didn't think it was gonna look this good being real. I didn't think Donovan Mitchell was gonna do all this. He averaging what, 35-7 or 34-7?
Hey man, when you're not the only person in the offense depending on, look how much better you can do. Look how much more things you can focus on. You can focus on defense, playmaking, more efficient scoring. Hey, I mean, just saying.
I kept seeing them stats about him only passing Rudy the ball 2 times a game on average, bro. And now I talking about he averaged 7 assists, dude. They be shooting Rudy up every chance they get.
Damn, man. He's the worst clutch player in the league. Maybe because he ran himself to the ground for the first 3.5 quarters. Ever thought about that?
It's possible. It's not like he didn't have an amazing team around him, though. Like, just great 3-point shooting. Amazing 3-point shooting team. He had the space against Rudy over there. But he had some good 3-point shooters on his team. Historic 3-point shooting, man. Hey, I'm not even gonna lie, man. I know now the Timberwolves, we could be saying hit the panic button on them. We may talk about them later. But talking about Donovan Mitchell, I just looked into Rudy, man. It's not looking good, my dude.
For who?
Rudy Gobert. It's not.
Yeah, that trade is starting to look like a big flop day by day.
Who the Cavs play tonight? The Lakers?
Yeah, 3:30.
All right, now let's go to the next 10, because I think we did this last week with the Lakers. Let's go to their next 10, and I want you to tell me what you think their record is going to be before we close the segment up. Who win, the Lakers or Cavs?
Yeah, I think we're gonna win today. So we're 8-1.
Clippers tomorrow.
Clippers been hot. PG's been playing really good. We gotta lose. We gotta lose eventually. I'm gonna say Clippers. I'm gonna give it to the Clippers.
What was that, 9-2? Kings.
We'll beat the Kings.
10-2 Warriors.
I think we'll drop it to the Warriors.
What was that, 10-3 Timberwolves?
We'll beat the Timberwolves.
Bucks. This is gonna be a good ass game.
I think we're gonna drop the Bucks. We'll drop it to the Bucks.
Hornets.
We'll beat the Hornets.
Heat.
We should beat the Heat.
Hawks.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game. Hawks been playing really well too. The Josh has been balling. The Hawks might get us. I give it to the Hawks.
And lastly, Trailblazers.
We'll beat the Trailblazers.
So what's that? That's 7-3 over your next 10. I can see that, but I think the Cavs in a good place now. We definitely got to revisit them in the middle of the season. It is still kind of early, but I can't see them slowing down. I can't really see anybody getting hurt. So I think players normally get hurt from like overworking themselves, whether it's KD or even Donovan Mitchell in the past having his little petty injuries. But no one's really overworking themselves here. Everybody's playing their own part. I like it. I like this resurgence from Kevin Love too. We should have talked about that a little more.
Yeah, we actually should have. Yeah, it's been great. Glad we kept him. Yeah, Kevin Love's been balling.
I know his ass happy that Sexton gone too.
Why do you say that?
You remember that clip? Damn, that was like 3 years ago. Where Sexton passed Kevin Love the ball after the dribble and the clock out, and he threw the ball at the ground hard.
Yeah, I remember that. Jesus. Yeah.
We're gonna go with this next.
We would go to teams to push the panic button on. I think we could do that.
I'm gonna start this off with the obvious one that everybody probably thinking about. We can go Golden State. Now, Mike, Golden State Warriors is what? What's their record? Let me tell you.
They're negative.
They are. Now, why would you do that? I want basketball. They're 3-7. Oh my god.
I thought they were 3-5. Damn. Okay.
They are 3-7. Steph Curry is playing up to his standard, but everybody else simply is not. Do you think it's time to hit the panic button on the Golden State Warriors?
Well, I think it's time to hit the panic button. Clay has been horrible. I just want to start off by saying that. Clay has been very bad. It's time. I just want to say it's time. It's time. It's time to move on.
10 games
in? Huh?
10 games in?
It's time. No. It's time to give Poole the nod. It's time. It's time. Clay. Well, I don't know. Like I said last year, Clay was pretty solid. He was inconsistent, but he did have his moments in that playoff run last year. I feel. I don't know, man. He is coming back off injury, but then again, he's not 25, 26, 27. He's not. Time is on his side. Yeah, he's going on 30. What? Going on 33. He is 33.
Turning 33.
Going on 33. So time is on his side. So I can't really give him that leeway to say, oh, he still is coming back from injury because he's going to be getting older as he's coming back. So Clay, I don't know, man. And like I said, like I asked you a few days ago, maybe they're starting. I think they're missing. The big problem is they're missing JTA, Gary Payton Jr. and Otto Porter. They're missing them a lot because, like you said, now they have to play. They're depending on Kuminga, Moody, and Wisemore, who've all been underwhelming, who I've never liked. I never saw nothing in Kuminga. I never saw anything in Moses Moody. I don't know what's up with Wiseman. I don't know. Haven't really caught a Warriors game, but I heard he's been playing horrible.
Yeah.
But I heard he's been bad. I heard people were saying that he should go back to the G League. But yeah, I think it's that has a lot to do with it. Them depending on those guys who they thought would be able to be ready to take that jump, but they're showing that they're not. Still early, maybe they will get better. I mean, but I wouldn't hit the panic button yet, just because we know the Warriors culture, we know how they are. They have a good strong foundation, good strong culture. If any team in this league could get through something like that, it would be the Warriors. But with that being said, it is something to look at. It is something to worry about. Because like we said, because like we said, Clay isn't getting any younger. Draymond isn't getting any younger. We saw him have some questionable moments in at least the final series. We saw him have some questionable moments. He isn't getting any younger. Steph still looks good, from my understanding. Steph still looks good. But yeah, and then you depending on Kuminga, Moses, and Kuminga, Moses, and Wiseman more. And it doesn't seem like they're up for the challenge. And my opinion, they probably won't be. Like I said, I never saw much in them. Is it time to hit the panic button? No. Is it something to look at and maybe think about? Yeah, maybe. But if anybody could come back from this and turn around, it would be the Warriors. I wouldn't hit the panic button just.
I think you being a little bit nice. Because I'm hitting that bitch. I'm not gonna lie. And if there's somebody on this little podcast who's reactive, probably jumped the gun way too early, it's probably me. It probably is me. I think I'm being the best player in the league by 2018, 2017, probably 2-3 years early. But yes, I'm hitting that bitch. I'm spamming that bitch. Like what you said, there's a difference. Trying to add Kuminga as a key piece in this rotation, Moses Moody as a key piece in this rotation, and James Wiseman. James Wiseman has been horrible. Outside of finishing at the rim, and he only taking 4 shots a game, he's awful. Defensively, he is horrible. Offensively, again, outside of finishing in the pace when it's a lob or it's an open pass to him, he's been bad. And the Kuminga thing, from my understanding, I've only watched maybe 1 or 2 Warriors games this year. I'm going to be transparent. He's nothing. He's just athletic. That's it. That is really just it. He's just athletic. And I don't got much to say about Moses Moody because when I watch him, he don't got the ball half the damn time. And to pick back on play, now, I said, everybody hopped on my back when I said, this man is not Kevin Durant. He's not going to get hurt like this, ACL, Achilles, and come back and be the best two-way player in the game. Now, again, I'm not going to lie. When I said that he was going to shoot the same either, I was lying. If I was lying, if I said I truly believe that, and I just wasn't being a hater because I wanted to be right. But he's shooting horrible. And I mean terrible. Terrible. Bro, and if it wasn't because his name is Klay Thompson, people would probably be leaving him open by now or giving him, average spacing off the ball. But since he's Klay Thompson and has that name, people are still hugging up against him. But eventually people are going to realize the truth. He's still hurt now. Steve Kerr came out saying that he may not play back-to-backs the rest of the season. I don't know what happened to him there. But as far as Lakers are concerned, it might be time to get Jordan Poole or not. That's just so hard to say because Jordan Poole don't give the same center of gravity as Klay Thompson, but they're both shooting horribly. I'm looking at it right now in Basketball Reference. Klay Thompson is shooting 33% from 3 and 36% from the field.
It's bad. Now, let me ask you this. Is it just a cold slump? Because if you look at his numbers last year in the short sample size, he did give you 20 a game, and he shot almost 40% from 3. So, I mean, his defense wasn't the same, granted, but he wasn't that bad offensively. And he did have moments in the playoffs, like I said, but he wasn't consistent. So is it just a cold slump? I mean,
I don't know. Sometimes I think it's because, again, missing those key players, them first, second, third year players in Kuminga, Moody, and Wiseman, and then even other players that they play sometimes, like Dante, he's only played 3 games. Ty Jerome, they look up to players like Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, even Wiggins to make plays when they can. That's their right to. They're role players they can. You talk about former All-Star Klay. I think he was an All-Star before even in 2019 before he got hurt. I think they're just looking at him to be a bigger part in the part that he just simply can't be anymore. And again, We had this thing going on in the summer when Jordan Poole got paid with his Jordan Poole as good as Tyrese Maxey and Tyler Hero. Newsflash, he's not. He's overpaid as hell. And they did that because they had to keep him, because if they didn't, he was probably going to go to Orlando. But he's not. 41% from the field. He's taking the third or fourth most shots on the team. Klay Thompson should not be taking 15 shots a game. He's taking 13 shots a game. He's only making 5 of them, 41% from the field. Making 2 out of 7 threes for 31% from 3. Both is just playing horrible. I don't want to call Steph for playing great throughout all this, but they're playing horrible. Poole got that money, he's dipped. And if I'm being real with you, Klay Thompson, what? His contract's up next year, maybe, I believe.
It has to be coming up soon, yeah.
I can't see him getting more than 10 million if he's playing like this. He's playing dog shit. I'm hitting the panic button. And again, although the offense does look down, I still think the Warriors is one of the highest rated teams. No, they're middle of the league, 15th in offense. Their problem is defense. So they're averaging on offense 15 out of 30. On defense, they are 22. Which I think also plays a part in giving Jordan Poole more minutes, which you have to do because you gave him that money. And Klay Thompson simply not being the same. All the young players that you just mentioned are all ass on defense. So I think they should hit the panic button for not just this season, but for their future. Because what I'm starting to sense is it may be too early. Them young players ain't it. And I'm not gonna lie, you didn't fall into the trap. I dove deep into the trap of this Warriors team is so sad. They're the next Lakers. They're the next Celtics. They have a team that even after Steph Curry's gone, Jordan Poole is going to take the keys. Kuminga's going to be the next KD or train him to be Draymond so Draymond can go. And Moses Moody may even be able to be better than Klay Thompson at one time. James Wiseman, second overall pick. They got the second overall pick in the draft with this Warriors dynasty. He may be the next Shaquille O'Neal. He may be the next inside-out basketball is back after Curry goes. No, I'm selling it and the panic button should be hit. And years down the line, we ain't going to say this, they still just want a ring. But if we're looking at it objectively and for what it is now, like if the rings didn't happen, they should have traded these players for all these superstars that was on the market. Whether it was, who was on the market when we used to talk about this? Bradley Beal. Especially with what Klay Thompson is turning out to be. And I'm not even big on Bradley Beal. Should have got traded. I'm selling all stock. I don't see them turning around. I don't see them having a year where they can actually dedicate time and effort to develop James Wiseman or any of the other two guys. They don't have the time like we saw about Cleveland with the core. This Warriors team has one of the best players, greatest players of all time, Steph Curry. They're not about to try and spend time developing them. They're going to do what it takes to win. They just gave Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole back. So even if they wanted to, they couldn't pay Wiseman and them if they truly wanted to. They're not to move anybody anyways. Now the question is, Mike, is anybody worth moving one day when you have to pay Kuminga, Wiseman, or Moody? Are you moving, I don't know, Wiggins one day? Are you trading Poole one day?
But why would you have to pay Kuminga, Wiseman, and Wiggins? Kuminga and Wiseman. What have they shown you to get paid?
I know it's still early because what? Kuminga's in year 3, I believe, or year 3. Wiseman is his first real year playing. This is damn like year 3. 2 years from now, that contract year is coming up. The rookie extensions is coming up.
Well, yeah, true.
The Warriors has the highest. They spend the most money in the league by far. I'm talking about like maybe 80, 90 million above the next person. They can do that because of bird rights. Everybody on their team, for the most part, is homegrown and who's not to get through trade. But, Mike, if I'm Bob Myers, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm thanking God that I got all my draft picks still. But,
yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
But there's one thing that we have not seen yet. Well, yes, we did with Kevin Durant, and it benefited both of them greatly with pairing Steph Curry with a superstar or a real all-star talent. Yes, Draymond and Klay is all-star talent, but let's be real. If they wasn't playing with Steph Curry, they're not making all-star. They're not. I'm going to be real. They're not. Klay Thompson's just probably a glorified, I don't say glorified. He's just a Kyle Korver with the lead defense. He's not making all-star teams unless he has that first seed or them amazing records thanks to Steph Curry. We haven't seen him with real all-star talent. I guess he has Andrew Wiggins now, so maybe. But I'm looking to get into another star for him because I'm not wasting this for him. You will never get another player in the next 100 years that was someone in the group chat, so I already thought about this, that gets the center of gravity where he's getting double teamed off ball like Steph Curry. Imagine another all-star player What do you say? Elevating players. Do you know how much of an elevation is when your best player on your team is getting guarded by two people without the ball?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm smashing it. You gotta smash the panic button. I don't see how does this get better?
That's a good point because, like I said, yeah, because if they're gonna have to keep playing the young guys who, like I said, I don't like, so I don't see how. I don't know, man. I'm gonna revisit this in the 20-something game mark and see what's going on.
Let me see something real quick before we get to the next team.
So let me ask you this.
Continue.
As much as we just talked about how underwhelming the these young supposed to soon to be good pieces have been, you question should they trade them for all-star talent? Who's going to give up all-star talent for these pieces when they've shown they haven't done anything?
No one no more. Maybe if it was 2 years ago before we saw all these guys play the second overall pick, just by name, by nature with that name, the second overall pick in the draft, untapped potential, didn't play much in college. We all see the successful players that didn't play much in college in history so far, whether it's the Garlands, the Kyries. I'm blanking on other names, but there's a lot out there. It's over with. They had worth and value because no one saw them play before when they was young. And they were high picks. Moses Moody was a lottery pick. Kuminga was 8. Wiseman was 2. But you let them play and they haven't shown anything. So now as far as value goes, I'm not giving up an all-star for them. I'm just saying you better pray to God with all your picks and them young players. Like that KD trade, you know when people was like, we all was throwing our trades to this KD thing. And it was a real option. We all legitimately weighed the option back to Golden State. The Nets would not do it no more. They'd laugh. We'll get into the Nets. We're probably going to talk about the Nets next one on Shafting with them. But the Nets wouldn't do it. They'd laugh at that shit. But now let's look at their schedule. We said they're 3-7.
3-7.
They did lose to some decent teams. But let's go with their last 7 losses. They lost to the Miami Heat they lost to the Magic. No, they lost to the Pelicans. Too far. They lost to the Pelicans. So the Pelicans being the champs. The Pelicans team that just got Zion back. Just got B.I. back. Just got Zion.
Yeah, back.
Zion 16 points. You losing to the Pelicans when their best player dropped 16 points. Let's see. Who they lose next? The Orlando Magic.
Lost to the fucking Magic. That's what
I
I mean.
I want a reason to hate them just because you love them. How was fucking Sabonis up last night? Oh my God. Sabonis, he was taking Sabonis on the perimeter. He was taking them to the hole. He was hitting 20-footers. He got that pretty ass rainbow shot where he just shoots that bitch and he was fucking Sabonis up. It's
no power forward is gonna be able to handle him. He's
dropping fucking 26 points on you. Your defense, the 26 best. Their defense is that bad. The Orlando Magic is dropping 130 points on you.
Yeah, that's bad.
Fucking RJ Hampton getting 20 points in 20 minutes.
That's bad, man.
Who did they play before that? The Miami Heat. Tyler Hero's fucking up in the fourth quarter. You got the Detroit Pistons dropping 130 points on you. The Hornets without LaMelo Ball.
They lost?
Yes, to the Hornets without LaMelo Ball, October 29th, in overtime.
I'm just looking at this. I didn't know
PJ Washington.
What were you about to say?
PJ Washington. There was a game where PJ Washington dropped 31 fucking points. Dennis Smith Jr. had a triple-double. Damn near. You letting a team like the 120 from the Hornets? This team was one of the best defensive teams in the last 10 years, including last year. They won. Going to the finals, Boston was like number 1, and the Warriors was either 2 or 3. You dropped to 22nd. Now, everybody was saying losing Gary Payton wasn't that big of a deal. Losing Otto Porter wasn't that big of a deal. All these players are going to step up.
Don't look like it. I tell you that much. It does not look like it.
We're probably going to revisit this. We're probably going to revisit this episode, not this episode, this topic in maybe 20, 30, probably mid-season when we're talking a lot of this stuff again. And if it's looking bad, we're going to have a real conversation about is it even possible to get this team better with the money that's invested?
Man.
You pick the next team, panic button or not over?
I just wanted a quick point. I didn't know.
Warriors.
Yeah, how did they get those picks? I didn't know they got Moses Moody and Kuminga in the same draft.
Yeah, 8 and 14. The Timberwolves trade. The Timberwolves traded D'Angelo Russell. No, they traded Andrew Wiggins in a pick because they thought Andrew Wiggins wasn't as good for D'Angelo Russell, and it came with a pick.
Okay, and how did they?
Did it? Am I wrong? Yeah, they did. And the other one came from how they got D'Lo originally. They had to get a signing trade to get Kevin Durant to the Nets and D'Lo to the Warriors, and D'Lo came with a pick in itself. And that was the year the Nets was bad because it was a bubble year.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. They that's that. Hold on, I just want to see something. They wasted 2 lottery picks. That's kind of bad.
And a top 2 pick. Who was in that James Wiseman draft? What year was that?
And that was Anthony Edwards, LaMelo.
Man, hey, everybody was saying they should have got LaMelo. They were saying it, and they did the golden rule. What is it called? Fit over talent.
That's crazy.
We learned from the Michael Jordan draft. Fit does not go over talent.
That's crazy. Should they have got LaMelo Ball?
Yes.
Would it have worked?
It don't matter. You make it work.
Make it work.
You trade LaMelo if it's not working. He's a 6'7" guard.
Yeah, that kind of would have been nasty though. Him playmaking and stuff.
He could have been what Jordan Poole basically is. Clay's going into the twilight. Shit, you can't send him LaMelo if you gave him the. You don't even got to worry. LaMelo could be the shit. Steph doesn't even play make. You just saw 2 problems in one. You don't need Poole and you don't need Draymond. Maybe for the defense you need Draymond, but you had 2 lottery picks the next year that you could have traded to get another Draymond type build, another defender.
That's crazy.
No, Chris can really play off ball with someone taller than Draymond Green passing him the ball. Someone with more playmaking skills.
Him and LaMelo low key would have been nasty.
He was the second pick.
I'm not even gonna lie. They did waste the second.
We was talking about Bust last year. Bust.
Bust who? Who's a bust?
Wiseman. Bust so far? Bust second overall pick. What you say? Second overall pick supposed to be bona fide all stars? Positive borderline superstars? Bust so far?
He's a bust. He's a bust so far.
Man, you can't not get, man. They re-signed Kevon Looney this offseason because they didn't trust him, man. Damn.
Looney too. Looney too. Where is Looney?
He's there. He started.
Oh.
They only paid him because last year James Wiseman was ready in the middle of last year after tearing his meniscus. They said that he wasn't ready. He wasn't looking good enough to play with him. And it seems that he's not. You got first legs. You just got 2 years off, and you only playing 14 minutes a game at 21. When they need you most. 22nd in defense. What were they saying about Wiseman? They didn't draft him for just his offensive capabilities. He was this tall guy with 7'6" wingspan, versatility, athletic.
Yeah, Wiseman is looking rough. Just looking back, they could have got Halliburton. This draft wasn't too high. Oh, Maxey was in this draft. Cole Anthony.
It don't matter who's in that.
Desmond Bain.
You had a second over. You.
Yeah, no, maybe LaMelo low-key would have been nasty on the Warriors. I'm like.
Wait a second. Let me see the 2021 draft. That's when Moody and what's the name was drafted? Kuminga.
Yeah.
They drafted Kuminga over Franz Wagner, someone who's eating in Orlando. Davion Mitchell. They need defense. Davion Mitchell was basically GP2. I mean, this draft ain't too hot either for me. Chris Duarte had his moments. Sengun was okay. No, this draft wasn't too hot, but shoot, there was better options, dude.
They still wasted the picks, man.
Yeah, you could have. Most of all, you could have traded them.
Yeah, that's the real thing.
Some man worried about your future. You got a top 12, top 13 player of all time on your team. You worried about your future?
I'll be telling you, sometimes the future is get overrated, man. Like you said, do you really want to waste having a top 10?
if you're Cleveland, you gambling. They just traded 5 picks for Mitchell. If they're not like that. If you're gambling when you don't even have a player to gamble around like Cleveland did, not say Garland or Mobley ain't nobody, because they are young, great players. Why are you not gambling when you have a top 13 player ever?
Yeah,
You saw the success that KD had. You saw the success that shit got Harrison Barnes a max contract. They got Andrew Wiggins. Everybody was calling him a bust. But not everybody saying that he was a fucking steal. Why not?
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they wasted an opportunity. They definitely.
A conversation in itself one day.
It was.
You can pick the next team. Damn, they couldn't.
Pick the next team. I can pick the next team. Let's see. So, EGF.
Yeah.
Is it time to hit the panic button on the Los Angeles Clippers? Is it time to hit the panic button on the Los Angeles Clippers? Their record right now, they have been playing good. Like I said, PG's been actually playing good. I think they're on a 3-game win streak. The Clippers are they're not that bad. 5-4. They're probably going to beat the Jazz tonight. So we're just going to say they're going to be 6-4 after, for the sake of it, for fun. Let's say they're 6-4. Are we pushing the panic button on the Clippers, considering what we saw a few games back with them starting off 2-5, considering Kawhi possibly still not being healthy? Are we pushing the panic button?
Am I hitting it? No. But I'm grading it. I'm thinking, like, I'll give it a couple more months. Like, you know, I'm not going to keep on quoting. I'm not going to post a quote that isn't mine. I'm not going to plagiarize verbally. I had this guy named Kenny Farrell. Kenny Beacham, and he made a great-ass point. He said, now, you know how the Lakers said they was going to wait until Thanksgiving before they decide to trade Russ or not? I think the team that should do that is the Lakers. Clippers. They should wait. They should give it some time. I'm not in the panic button, but I might have a finger on it. I might start getting tempted to. They are still 5-4, possibly 6-4 playing the Jazz tonight. But the Kawhi Leonard thing definitely worries me. Definitely. But then again, I would if it was any other team or any other player, but it's Kawhi Leonard. If it's one thing that I've learned about Kawhi, whether it's watching the Spurs, the Raptors, or even this team, the couple years that he was healthy and played, he's going to be here when the playoff comes. We are not judging this team off of regular season success. They've gotten it with Kawhi, without Kawhi, with Paul George and Kawhi, without Paul George and Kawhi. So I'm not worried about that. Tyronn Lue is an amazing coach, and you got John Wall this year. You got Norman Powell back. He's healthy. So I'm not going to hit the panic button. But I am concerned about Kawhi Leonard. That surgery was not successful. It's obvious that it's not successful. Kawhi's played, one game?
He's played one game.
The first game of the season?
And he looked pretty solid from my perspective.
He played amazing. He played solid. I'm not hitting you. I'm not ready for that. But I am concerned because I'm not going to trust Paul George during the regular season. And shit, he did show us in the series versus Utah, but at the same time, you said this was talking about Luka the other day or yesterday. I don't know how much stock I'm putting in beating the Utah Jazz. Especially when your team has shown that they can get into the playoffs without you and their first best player. They've shown that they can get a top 7 seed. Shit, they won big-ass games. So I think they beat the Lakers a year or two ago before this rush trade without Paul George and Kawhi. So I'm not going to give you that much stock when your team's that good and you led them to beat the Utah Jazz. So I guess I'm really just banking on Kawhi Leonard, and we know Kawhi Leonard is probably, I feel confident saying this, is the best playoff performer in the league as of right now. From what we've seen in his historic numbers, his argument maybe with Kevin Durant, maybe Luka, maybe Giannis, but I go with Kawhi from defense and offense alone. So I'm not ready to hit the panic button. But don't be surprised if it's Christmas. If Kawhi's still not playing, I'm hitting that bitch. But I don't know if you can go 2 seasons without playing for real, and then just come in the playoffs and be the Kawhi that we used to know. But everybody doesn't look that bad. Everybody looks okay, I guess. Paul George, he's always been inconsistent, but like I said, he's turning it up. I didn't see his last game, but I do know the game before that. He had like a 28-10, 8, 6, and 2 game or something like that.
Yeah, he went crazy that game.
But you do gotta know, he had to do all that, and he came out to a game-winning shot to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. the Thunder.
It's also true. That's also true.
So I'm not ready to hit the panic button. I just think that they should be concerned. They should be very concerned. Because another thing that I don't think people are acknowledging, I've heard a couple people actually, I think that we should probably talk about this as well, with the way we talk about superstars, whether it's Luka, KD, and just like everybody talk about the Lakers as a whole. Mike, it's going to come to a point. We're what, 4 years into this? 5 years into this? 4 years into this? And you have no success? The only year you made the conference finals, you had no chance. We all knew that they wasn't beating the Suns without Kawhi. We all knew that. 4 years into this, does there come a point where you just say patient, maybe they finish their careers with Los Angeles, Kawhi and Paul George is locked down for the next 4 years? Do you think it should come to a point where they should consider blowing it all up because it's simply not working?
I will reevaluate that after the season because, in my opinion, they haven't really
had a chance.
They haven't really had a chance. I mean, yeah, they were on their way to the Western Conference Finals in the bubble. They blew that. But I mean, that was really their only real chance. Like that. I don't know. I feel like that was their only true shot. Because, like you said last year, you can make a case that they were going to the finals, and you can make a case that they could have beat the Bucks and won the finals if Kawhi never got hurt. You definitely can make a case they would have got there. I'm sure I would have picked them. I'm confident. I think you would have picked them. I think they would have been the favorite over the Suns. I'm taking them to go to the finals at least last year if Kawhi's not hurt. So they only, like I said, they only had one fair chance, one real chance, I would say, to evaluate them. Because that's the only time they've been healthy was 2020 in the bubble.
So basically, like the same approach as KD.
Yeah. So no. After this year, though, it might be time to look into it. It might be time to look into it. I'm not gonna lie. If they can't get to the finals this year, the finals is their nothing less. They have to.
Yeah, because the West kind of was wide open from being 1,000. Which, like, no one in the West is really taking shit over. All of our favorites, all these contenders that me and you and most people picked in the West ain't on shit.
Yeah.
The Nuggets still, I don't know why the fuck this is happening, but the Nuggets look like they still figuring things out in themselves. We just talked about the Warriors, Clippers. Shit, you got fucking Portland on the top of the fucking West right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the West is wide open. So I can't argue with you. Normally I say, like, I don't know, the finals is a lot for a team that hasn't really had a real chance.
Is it a lot for a team that just made the Western Conference Finals last year? Or the year before?
I don't know, though. Because, like, at the end of the day, no, it shouldn't be. Especially when we got Kawhi, Paul George in the start, a fucking supporting cast like that. Kevin Durant would pray. Luka would pray to get a supporting cast like that. So we're going to hold Paul George to the standard. He's a top 20 player that everyone keeps talking about. Kawhi's a top 5, top 6 player. That's more than enough. So if they're healthy in here, the finals should be finals or failure. Maybe not winning, but finals or failure. I can agree with that.
I definitely agree with that. It's no reason for them not to win the West. If they don't win the West, it's a failure, flat out.
Again, especially with the West like this, it just kind of seems wide open. Again, you're not sold on the Suns. Most people, honestly, I don't know why. I'm not going to act like I'm that sold on the Suns. Suns on top of the West again, and most people are not sold on the Suns. Cam Johnson just went out with he tore his meniscus yesterday. Bad loss for them. But the Grizzlies, I guess, the Clippers should mollywop the fucking Grizzlies. Real is real. Healthy for healthy. No one's looking good. At least the season just started, but the whole West looks weak right now. It's wide ass open. So yeah, I'm gonna go finals or bust. Even the fucking Pelicans.
Yeah, Murray.
Would you hit the panic button?
On the Clippers, you basically hit the nail on the coffin with everything I would think of. Not really. I mean, they haven't really. Can't really judge a team that that's had their best player for 1 out of 9 games. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's more so on Kawhi, but I am worried about him. If you sit out a whole year and a half, I'll say a year and a half because he got hurt in the middle of the playoffs. If you sit out a whole year and a half because of an ACL injury and you come back and you're still sitting out, missing games, you're still missing games because of that injury, and not just not playing back to back. You're missing 8 games in a row to the point where you're not even traveling with the team. something like you said, it's obvious that surgery wasn't 100% successful. He's not ready he's just not ready yet. Because there's no way he should be missing 8 games in a row if he's ready. There's no way. So that is definitely an alarm. But like I said, we have to see this team with Kawhi. So
and even the games he did play, he came off the bench. You're not even giving me starter minutes.
So
the game you played, you didn't give me starter minutes, and now you're out still.
And you're not. Yeah, you got hurt. Like you said, you probably played 2 quarters or something. And that caused soreness or whatever is going on. Soreness, stiffness. That should be an alarm.
He played 21 minutes.
So what? 2 quarters. 2 quarters. So yeah, I just think hitting the panic button on them is more so what you think about Kawhi. If you think Kawhi isn't going to be healthy, then yeah, hit the panic button. If you're going to bank on Kawhi being there in the playoffs, which we've seen before, and like you said, I wouldn't argue that he is the best playoff performer the past 2-3 playoffs. And you got that. If you're going to bank on that, him being that, then no. So it could go either way. It's more so about Kawhi though as a team, because, in my opinion.
I'm gonna have to ask a question, because now what? The last 7 years, we saw what? 2016, I think. Well, no, yeah, 2016 is the Zaza injury. 2016, he got hurt by Zaza in the playoffs. Do you think that did you say you think the Spurs would have beat them that series? Was you on that bandwagon?
They would have definitely won that game, but
that series was low-key a lot to say. Some people feel like they would have won the series, but since then. We won 2018. He played 9 games. He sat out the rest of the season, I believe, because he wanted to get traded after that whole argument with Tony Parker and Pop. So that's 1 year. He only played 9 games. Next year, 2019, we all love 2019. He gets traded to Toronto. Brings Canada a ring. His jersey's getting retired there from 1 season. Crazy to say. Next year with the Clippers. What's that? The bubble year, they blew a 3-1 lead to Denver. Next year, he gets injured. He doesn't play last season, and now we're here, and it's looking kind of funny. It says he plays 2 games. I don't remember him playing 2 games, but I'm going to go with 1 game, I guess. And he plays 2 quarters, basically. Like you said, 2 quarters off the bench, and he's still not to be seen in 1 game 10. When do you think it's time to finally say you're going to give up on Kawhi and maybe try to move on?
Trade him?
Maybe trade him. Maybe. But then again, you also got to ask yourself, in the open market, with everything I just said, I think I just read off, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 6 years, Kawhi Leonard has been hurt. After the 6 years, he wasn't hurt for 2 of them. So the last 6 years, he was hurt for 4 years. Either hurt or didn't play for some reason. Including him getting hurt against the Jazz 2 years ago.
Would I consider trading him?
What would it say? Let's say he doesn't play the rest of the season, which is looking like it's a real fucking possibility.
You think he could get that bad?
But from the way people talk about him, and I can only believe this, he doesn't say shit. His representation doesn't say shit. So just going over what everybody else says, he's not going to play unless he's 100% healthy and he's comfortable. And if the surgery wasn't successful, I guess it's possible. But like I said, I don't think that you can. He looked great in game 1, but it's the Lakers, one of the worst defensive teams in the league. Can we really expect him to come back after the All-Star break and make up 2 years of basketball and still be elite in the playoffs and still not want to take time off?
That's a lot. That is a lot to ask, man.
Maybe if he was like, I think it was Clay that did it, maybe came back after Christmas or after the All-Star break and played straight. Even Clay missed games because he was coming back from an injury. We know Kawhi loves to load manage. So with this whole load managing, let's say he comes back from the All-Star break. You think he can play Kawhi in the playoffs? But that's so hard to hear him say. This is like he always does it. Like, I kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt by default. Because even through all this, he still showed up in the playoffs with 2 years.
I don't know. I think Kawhi Leonard has earned the benefit of the doubt for at least 1 more year. Now, if it comes to this year, like you said, and it comes to Christmas, and he still has 1 game played, Christmas or the All-Star break, which, like you said, is looking like a possibility, I don't know, man. You might have to. I'm the Clippers. You might have to consider something, trading them, blowing it up, something. I don't know, because like you said, I didn't really think about that coming back from basically 2 years off, a year and a half off, however you want to look at it. If he was to come back after All-Star break, you would have to expect him to get in the swing of things. You would have to expect him to get into the swing of things, get back to being Kawhi Leonard by playoff time, get back to being historically great by playoff time. He will only have, 40 games? He probably will only play like 20 of them. Is that really enough to come back off of an injury like that, missing a year and a half, 1 or 2 years would be if he doesn't play to All-Star break? Would 20 games be enough time to get Kawhi Leonard back into the swing of things, get him back historically great by the playoffs? I don't know. But like you said, it's like he always does it. So it's like, I don't know.
So you think a year and then you got to start. Once you hit a year, the questions actually should start appearing. Is it time?
Once what?
Give it a year after this. Maybe if this season goes bad, whether it's quad injury or an unexpected first round exit, because this team hasn't been that good in the playoffs. Real is real. But we haven't seen him a lot. Like you said in the beginning, we seen him what?
1 year, really.
1 year, yeah.
I don't know. I see how this year goes and take it from there.
You're not going to hit that panic button?
I'm not going to hit the panic button yet.
That shit. My turn, man.
So you hit it twice.
No, I didn't hit it. I'm not hitting that bitch. I'm grazing it. Like, I'm not hitting it out. I just got a finger on it. Just one finger just touched me because that's very fucking concerning. If I'm like you, the Clippers have in their franchise history. I'm taking this shit over Lob City too. They've never been this good ever, and it seems like year after year after year. This is year 4. You have one real playoff run, and you blew a 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
I'm grazing the button. I'm not going to hit it. Again, I think even if the question did come up, they're not going to trade Kawhi. They're not.
Yeah.
Like the Warriors, we see how rare top 5, top 6 players come to teams. When you get a top 5, top 6 player, you keep him for as long as possible. Now, the sad thing about all this shit is that Kawhi's only 31. He's only 31. So, again, it is nothing to think about. He's 31. So, yeah, we talking about 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. He's been dealing with this shit in his 20s. He turned 30 last year.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, some years going to be taken off his prime. It's starting to look like.
I know. It's too early. And this team's not even playing that bad, to be real. 5-4 in the first couple games. They got some pretty bad losses, but they got some. No, they don't got any impressive wins. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So my turn, man. Who? Damn, the panic button. What team should we make hit the panic button on now? I might go with the obvious answer. I'm trying to fuck it, I want the Nets. Are you hitting the panic button on the Brooklyn Nets?
Yes.
You panicking?
I'm panicking. It's 10 games in. I don't care. I'm panicking. Even though they just got their first back-to-back wins of the season, beat Washington, and last night they played the Hornets, beat the Hornets last night. I'm panicking. Ben Simmons, obviously, look, I've said enough about Ben Simmons. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. Ben Simmons is not the same. He's not half what he was in Philly. That's obviously concerning. And apparently now he's hurt. So it's just like, why?
I think that shit is such bullshit, dude. And I'm a Ben Simmons fan. That's fucking bullshit.
Hey.
Fucking knee soreness. That shit sound like they just don't want him to play. If you don't want him to play, just say that.
Yeah, so you got that. You got the whole Ben Simmons. Your second best player. I'm starting to see this. You just can't. You can't win. You can't win. You just can't win in this league if your second best player isn't reliable. We've seen it with the Clippers, as we were just talking about. We saw it with Paul George. We saw it with the Jazz, Rudy Gobert. We saw it with who else? Who else could? I don't know, but you just can't win if your second best player is reliable. And I know this isn't a Kyrie topic, this is a team topic, but Kyrie has a lot to do with this, man. It's like
You
I just
got
feel like
to.
it's I just feel like it's year after year after year after year. He either says or does something, whether it was the Celtics or the Cavs or whoever. He just says something or does something that brings unnecessary wanted attention and distractions. I don't know if I talked about this with you, but I think they should consider trading him. They should consider moving Kyrie Irving. Yes, they should consider moving him, even though they probably won't be able to. As we saw this year in free agency, no one really wants him outside of LA. They need to start calling the phone with Kyrie. Enough is enough. He's unreliable. He's always hurt. Yeah, he's one of the best. He's a when healthy top 20 lock. I would say he's an all-star, whatever, maybe top 15. I have him top 15, but it's starting to get to the point where the drama and controversy is outweighing the talent, and then we don't even talk about Kyrie Irving because it's always something with him. Seth Curry. Now they're not fully healthy, I guess. Seth Curry is gone. TJ Warren still hasn't played a game. But what is TJ Warren and Seth Curry gonna do for their struggles? What do they do for their size? What do they do for their defense? Nothing. They do nothing. The problem isn't scoring. The problem is defense. They're small. They're a small team. They can't rebound. They have no paint presence. I don't know. I just don't see those problems really changing with how the roster constructed, with how Ben is playing. I mean, like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if KD tries to force his way out again, either maybe in the middle of the year before All-Star break or sometime next summer. KD doesn't want to be there. Kevin Durant doesn't. KD does not want to be there. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to force his way out again. They have no culture. It's no stability. They literally have nothing but two. They have two superstars, a somewhat decent supporting cast, I guess. Two superstars who I might add, both who can't lead. You got a player who you traded for, who you sent away James Harden for, who was looking really solid, who's giving you 20 and 10 a night, who you traded for, and Ben Simmons, who's giving you 6, 5, and 5, and he's fouled out in several games that he's played in. I don't know. Ben, right now, I'm pushing the panic button, man. It's no stability, no culture, no leadership. It's nothing. It's nothing but just a bunch of individuals put together on a basketball team. That's it. And we expect them to be really, really good because they have Kyrie and KD. Well, we saw last year that Kyrie and KD, two-man teams, like you said like you touched on the last pod, the two-man teams aren't working. Complete teams, the Cavs, the Bucks, the Cavs, Bucks. You want to go Boston. I guess you can even say teams like the Suns, the Grizzlies, complete. The Pelicans, complete. Clippers, complete. I don't know, man. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if they get bounced in the first round again. I just wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
I'm not gonna lie, man. You hit the nail on it. You got it. Just to summarize, basically, what you said. Let me do this, Emily. Let me tell you a little story. Let me give you a storybook. So let's say you got Kevin Durant, right? Let's say top 3 player in the world, top 2 player in the world of most players of people's eyes. Not me, most people. Now, second best player. I don't know how the hell you do it. That's why I started laughing when you said that. I don't know how this happens. I don't know how. We went on rants about it with Kylan in here last time when the Sun first round playoff preview. I vividly remember us having a 4-hour podcast and an hour was spent on Kyrie Irving. I don't know how. How does it keep happening? Year after year after year after year. This man really, he finds a way. He found a way, Mike. He found a way.
They waived the vaccine. He still found a way he still found a way. And I just want to touch on this. We know how Kyrie can get, how stubborn he can get. We saw those list of demands. Who's to say Kyrie complies with those demands? And if he does comply with those demands, who's to say he doesn't sit out until the All-Star break and wait to comply with those demands? So it's just too much uncertainties with this team. Ben Simmons, Kyrie. It's no stability, too much uncertainties, but go on.
And not to bring Kevin in it, because again, it's not him doing this or saying this, but you touched on one guy he wants out. He doesn't play. Like you said, we was arguing about this. I think even before the pod started, even earlier. Kevin Durant at one point, right now he's not. He's still bottom percentile, one of the worst defenders in the league. But defense is an effort thing. It's an effort thing. Kevin Durant, when we played with Russ, we saw how good he talked about us. When it was with the Thunder team, even afterwards when he came out and said it was just him and Russ or bust. Even when he was there, he was still talking good. He was still saying we have a chance to win and all this other shit. He was not throwing the organization under the bus. They asked him, I think, yesterday or the other day. I got this off Skip and Shannon. I was watching him on my way to work this morning. They asked him something about Kyrie Irving and this whole situation. He said it was all unnecessary. It feels like what the Nets organization was doing was too much. All they wanted to do was play ball. He didn't mention winning. He didn't mention any bright spots. He does not want to be there. He's there because he knows. He knows that the Nets have to keep him. He also knows if he does get traded, he'll be going to another bad situation by default as the top 2 player in the world with 4 years left on his contract. He doesn't want to be there. But talk back on the Kyrie, I just did this before I counted down the years. Now let's go through this. 2016. 2017. Cleveland. He doesn't want to be a Robin of LeBron James. When he comes back years later when it's too late and LeBron's stuck in fucking Los Angeles playing with 8 glass. He could have stayed in Cleveland with him, being real, and shit would have been nice eventually. Fucks that up. Goes to Boston, throws young players under the fucking bus that just went somewhere without him, throws them under the bus, getting mood swings in the locker room, disappearing, fucks that up. Now we're in Brooklyn. Year 1, injured. Year 2, vaccine mandate. Next year, vaccine mandate. Can play away games, runs James Harden out the fucking city. And now we're another year. So what is this, 2017? We're going into 2023. 6 years. 6. And of the amount of players that we have seen him waste time with, they trusted him. A young Boston team that eventually went to the finals, if Kyrie Irving was still on this Boston team, then they would have won the finals. They would have won. They would have been there. They would have been there. Kyrie wasn't Kyrie. LeBron and LeBron James could have been the undisputed greatest player of all time if Kyrie Irving did not do this. And now Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, your Kevin Durant, that is not playing with 3 amazing point guards. He did not have this problem with Russ, and which he probably should regret leaving. I'd rather play with this Russ than this Kyrie. Steph Curry gave him no problems. Kyrie Irving. He has now fucked up. 3 organizations. Boston's bounced back. Cleveland has finally bounced back. And the Brooklyn Nets is not bouncing back from this. That team is done. They don't have draft picks for the next 4 years. They're done. So the moral of this is, I know it's about the Nets, and I kind of made it about Kyrie, this little silhouette for the last 3 minutes. I'm smashing the panic button. Because now back to the storytelling I was trying to tell you. You got Kevin, a top 2 player in the world, undisputedly, top 2. Some people still got him one. I don't fucking know why. Some people do. Well, best player on the planet, potentially. Second best player is suspended for 5 games minimum. Has done nothing but been in drama the last half a decade. Ben Simmons. Kevin Durant has a higher defensive rating than Ben Simmons. I don't know how the hell his knee is sore. I don't know. He doesn't jump. The Nets are last in rebounding, dead last. He's not getting rebounds. He's getting cooked by every fucking body he guards. He doesn't jump to shoot the ball. You're waiting out there with a ball. You were dribbling hands off to somebody else. I was saying to my damn self, oh, you're going to be top 20 one day, Ben. That shit's dead. You might not even be top 200. You might not even be top 200. Add a fucking 0 on it. And on top of that, traded James Harden, and which Kevin Durant came out and said, I don't think it was an intentional blow. The contract didn't come off as a blow to Ben Simmons. He re-signed that contract when James Harden was here, not Ben Simmons. And on top of all that, Mike, he was good. Second best player in Sultan Juice, he's not playing anymore. Ben Simmons is with the bullshit. When he's here, he's better off not here. Now he's not here. Your coach just got fired.
I forgot about that. They don't even have a fucking coach.
Your coach got fired.
It's a big ass mess, man.
The coach that he said wasn't good for the job in the beginning of all this shit, that could have set the tone, got fired. The same coach that allowed that said that Ben Simmons didn't have to be any more aggressive. We're gonna work him into this bullshit. Can't do what he was talking about. I'm sorry. We usually blame players like LeBron KD for putting this roster together. And I do guess he does take a part in this. Because we did bring Kyrie, who eventually ran James Harden out. But no, this is a damn dumpster fire. Joe Harris got injured last season. He was the best 3-point shooter in the league. Just like Klay Thompson, he's shooting fucking 31% from three. What the fuck is Kevin Durant going to do with that? Kevin Durant got hurt the last 2 seasons trying to carry. He might be knocking years off his career trying to be with this team because he don't got a damn choice. We all said this team was one of the best from top to bottom. Now, they should be favorites going in. I never vividly saying that myself. They should be one of the favorites going in. They should be heavily favored going into this shit. And they should be like heavy underdogs now. Man, I saw you and Johnny talking in the chat about Cam Thomas. We're talking about the Brooklyn Nets. We're giving cheers to Cam Thomas, not Ben Simmons coming back, not Kyrie not playing with the mandate, not Steve Kerr, Steve Nash fixing his coaching, Cam Thomas. And now we come to Kevin Durant playing clutch games against the fucking Charlotte Hornets without LaMelo Ball still. Terry Rozier first game back. Kevin Durant needed a fucking triple-double to beat the Wizards yesterday. Now he needs 27, 2, and 8. And his defensive rating is going up because he has no choice now but to play some type of defense because Nicholas Claxton is a weak fucking body in the paint. Kevin Durant's going to get hurt again. And y'all already about predicting injuries, and this ain't a prediction. This is a fact. He's going to fuck himself up again. And which he doesn't have a choice. Skip Bayless's, Shannon Sharp's, EGF Hoops in the world, everybody is waiting to slander Kevin Durant because of what he did in Golden State. Everybody. So he has no choice but to bust his ass to try to get this team somewhere because he knows if he does it, what's going to come. But in the process of doing so, he's going to get hurt. So I like how you start this off with Kevin Durant is going to get out. No, he needs to get out. Needs. Because like I said, I don't think he's top 12 all the time. I think he's probably 15, 14. But nobody should go out like this. Nobody. LeBron James gave us 15 great years. 18, 17 great years. Kevin Durant gave us, I want to say 10 years. How long was it? OKC? 9 years? 8, 9, 10 years?
9 years, OKC, 3, Golden State.
Besides them 10 great years of KD, and he's still in his prime right now. I'm saying the 3 years in Golden State, it counts. He gets the rings or whatever, but it wasn't KD on his own to his fullest degree. We're getting robbed of Kevin Durant right now. Robbed. So they need to, I don't know what they're going to do. I would ask you, what's the answer to this? That's not that answer. Most top 20 players, most second best players on contenders, if you trade them, you give it something. When you trade Kyrie, the Cavs got a boatload. Isaiah Thomas after an MVP season, in there with Colin Sexton, draft picks, Jay Crowder was a decent role player. Anthony Davis, I guess he wasn't a number 2, but Anthony Davis who became a number 2, you got the Pelicans are still thriving off of what you got for them. You're not going to get shit for Kyrie Irving. And you're going to leave Kevin Durant there on the island by his damn self. Ben Simmons, after seeing this, after everything that he comes with, you're not getting shit for him. So I'm not hitting the panic button. I am the panic button. I don't know what the fuck I'll do. Do you trade Kevin Durant? You don't got your picks, so whatever you trade Kevin Durant to, I guarantee you those won't be lottery picks.
I don't know. Like you said, they're not even in a position where they can trade Durant. They're in a position where they have to be in win now mode because, like you said, they have no picks. So, man, it's
I don't even know why we hit the TJ Warren fucking bait, dude.
I don't know why. I don't know why I bit the whole bait in general and all them. Like I said, them signings was just a bunch of nothings, just like the Lakers signings. But I saw the Lakers signings being a bunch of nothings. I actually had some hope for the Nets, but right now it's just looking like just a bunch of nothing. Granted, Steph Curry, we haven't seen him, but Markieff Morris, TJ, we haven't seen TJ Warren, but like I said, are they really going to help with what the Nets are struggling with?
Especially in such a packed fucking Eastern Conference. This East is not a fucking joke. It's nothing to catch up from.
You were talking about the Raptors the other day. If Pascal, he's hurt. I just saw he got hurt.
Strained his groin versus the Mavs last game.
Yeah, if he can, What was he last year? 24, 9, and 5. Okay, so he right now he's like what? He's going crazy, ridiculous, like 26, 10 and 10, damn near or something like that.
Yeah, 26,
I
10,
think
and
he
8.
cool off, but I'm gonna say he ends up 25, 8, and 6 or something like that. If he plays like that, and if he plays like that, and this Raptor team around him is really good with great coaching, I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors were better than the Nets.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets didn't make the playoffs right now, dude.
I
I wouldn't be surprised. At least in the play-in, you had Kyrie, and Kyrie was doing something. At least by the end of the season, the vaccine mandate was over with, and Kyrie came back and was actually playing the last 10 games, home and away. Kevin has nobody. Kyrie gone. We don't even know, man. Like you said, most players probably would follow that list. He's a grown-ass man getting a list of things you need to do where you're not coming back. That's crazy in itself. We don't know what Kyrie's doing. Stopping Ben Simmons is done. It's over with. No, it's over with. Royce O'Neal, we all said that was a great trade, and he is shooting 40% from 3, so I'll give him that. But defensively, he's ass. Nick Claxton is playing ass. Joe Harris is playing like ass. Fucking Yuta Wannabe is getting 17 minutes a game on a contending team.
That's
Edmund Sumner is getting 15 minutes on a contending team. David Duke Jr. is getting 14 minutes a game on a contending team.
Where did he come from? I remember watching their first few games. I was just like, who is he? Where did Sumner come from? Where did he even come from? Like, what was he in the G League? Is he a rookie? Like, who is he? Who is Edmund Sumner?
He played for Indiana and he tore his Achilles last year. But he played for Indiana his first 4 years. And in Indiana, he had a year with 2 points, a year with 3 points, then a year with 5 points, and the next year he averaged 8 points.
And now he's getting somewhat quality minutes. Oh my God. Where did Watanabe come from? Grizzlies,
I remember him on the Grizzlies. I remember. But he played for the Grizzlies for 2 years, and he came from Toronto. And even then, you got him playing 7. Those are the most minutes he's played a game in his career.
Jesus, man.
They're like this, bro. They're not making the playoffs. And they're like, bro, your schedule. Their schedule is not getting easier. You didn't gave away some games already. The Pelicans, with Zion's first game back, you should have won that game. They beat the Raptors. They lost the Grizzlies played horrible fucking defense, and they still won. The Bucks, no shame in that. The Mavericks beat you. Luka alone beat that entire team. The Pacers, Benedict Mathurin giving you 34 off the bench. The Bulls, you can't be dropping easy games like this, especially when the East is what the East is. Not this year. Are you in the panic button? You hitting that? You said you in that bitch?
I'm hitting it, man. I'm hitting it right now. I'm hitting it.
You can't.
I didn't hit it for the Clippers. I didn't hit it for the Warriors. I'm hitting it. Nets are done.
And like, it really makes me feel bad because I'm gonna probably back on my claim that Luka's better than KD until I have no choice but to concede. But like, it's bad, man. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad, dude. A top 3 player in the league getting bounced in the first round back-to-back years.
That's insane.
Is there any chance to even hit the panic button now? Oh, yeah, it is. It's on you. You got any left?
I got one more potentially. Philly. Are we hitting the panic button on Philly?
I'm hitting that bitch. I'm hitting it. So like I said, this East is nothing to play with. And I don't think Joel Embiid wants to see Cleveland, Milwaukee, or the Celtics in the first round. All 3 of them have the tools to neutralize them, and now you got to depend on backcourt play from Maxey and Harden, and I'm not depending on Maxey or Harden. The thing is, though, again, I'm going to keep reiterating, this East is nothing to play with, dude. From what I've seen so far, especially with Cleveland, I didn't think Cleveland was going to do this. We knew the Bucks. We knew the Celtics. I didn't think Cleveland was going to do this. The Raptors look good, and even the Hawks, they're 6-3. They look good too. This East ain't another player. When James Harden missing a month and about to have to lean on Joel Embiid again, kind of scares me with Joel Embiid's injury history. A month off of basketball, man. I'm scared. And not only that, I'm scared because of their roster as a whole. I think I touched on it last week, so I'm not going to go on another silhouette about the 76ers roster. Not deep enough for me. What do you say they have aspiration-wise as in, like, ceiling? You think that they should be, like, real contenders? Like, they won the championship, you wouldn't be surprised?
Yeah, I would say so.
With that being said, man, I don't like it. I just don't like it. They're not deep enough. We saw against the Knicks. Now, granted, Joel Embiid didn't play and James Harden didn't play. I remember watching part of that game. DeAnthony Melton had 12 points on 18 shots. Tyrese Maxey had 30 on 28 shots. So I'll reiterate this again. I'm going to depend on Georges Niang giving me 17 minutes a game. Daniel House giving me 17 minutes a game. He's shooting 37% from the field. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Montrezl Harrell, but defensively, he's not there no more. Defensively, he is fucking trash. Matisse Thybulle is getting no tick. He's getting tick now because James Harden is gone. They have no choice but to play him, but he's ass. I'm not going to continue to depend on Joel Embiid. He gets hurt too often. He came to the season looking lackadaisical. James Harden. We're going to have this talk again, Mike, for the third year in a row. After an injury, does James Harden look the same? He's getting old. Does he look the same? He's 33.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about.
Maybe he's hitting the panic button is too much. I'm not going to go that far. I just don't believe in him. That's really what it sounds like. Panic button? No. But a month into the season, or I'm going to give 2 months. If I see James Harden a month back and he does not look how he came in, all conditioned and in shape, I'm hitting it. Because again, another team that is in trouble. We talk about the Nets without draft picks, the Clippers without draft picks. This team does not have draft picks. And like the Nets, has nothing to fall back on. You going to trade Joel Embiid? King of the process?
Yeah.
No. And James Harden can walk. I don't see that people talking about that because maybe they believe James Harden and Daryl Morey is close and James Harden loves Philadelphia, little baby. He wants to play with Joel for years. I put that in quotation marks because I don't believe that shit in itself. James Harden become a free agent after this season. So it really just depends on that. If you hit the panic button, James Harden out for a month?
I'm not gonna hit the panic button just yet, but it is something to concern. It is concerning. I mean, like you said, a lot of the pieces that we thought would be so impactful aren't really too high right now. Maxey's actually been playing great. Tobias has been underwhelming. Hopefully he can step up with Harden being out. But like you said, man, it's just concerning. Embiid is probably going to have to take on a bit more to load with Harden being out. And that's not a great recipe for him, considering how much he's injured. Considering how much he's injured, it's just that's not the best thing for him. I mean, like you said, are we really going to depend on James Harden coming back from injury, like being the same? Are we really going to, even in the postseason, are we going to depend on him being the same, being consistent, especially now with the injury? Are we really going to depend on another good year from Maxey? I don't know. It's some uncertainties. We know Tobias can be very hot and cold. I don't know. I just think we should give it time. We should wait until this month goes by, see how Harden comes back. I wouldn't hit the panic button yet, but I definitely would be concerned.
Yeah.
I would say concerned, but I'm not hitting the panic button.
Don't worry, you're not concerned.
Concerned, but no panic. Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't really think it's really any other teams to hit the panic button or not. I mean, I guess Minnesota with all they gave up, but I'm gonna keep it real. I haven't watched enough of them to really judge them. All I know is they're dropping some pretty easy games themselves, and like the other teams, no future. At least with the Nets and everybody else for the next 4 years. They want their picks for the next 8. So, Anthony Edwards did not take that leap that we all thought he was going to take. But yeah, I guess it's nothing to be concerned about. Because would you ever really high on the Timberwolves?
They're upside. I might have had them like a 6 seed or something, but I said they definitely had the potential to be a top 4 seed, I felt. But I don't know if it's still looking that way. Still early, but
yeah,
not looking that way.
Getting into what you want to get into our predictions? Our predictions looking.
Yeah, we can go into predictions.
Now, I'm going to be real. I picked this topic, I thought this topic up for one very specific reason. I want to see you talk about the Phoenix Suns. They are the top of the West, 7-2. They are looking like they are going to go to the. Some people are picking them to go to the finals again. So, Mike, you was talking that shit. You had them like a 6 seed, 5th seed, 6th seed. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the play-in. What you got to say, like 7-2?
They're 7-2. I guess I have to give them some flowers. They play.
It's fucking early though.
They play Philly tomorrow. Let's see. They got some pretty impressive wins, I guess. They blew out the Warriors, defending champs. Damn, they 30-piece them. They lost to the Blazers twice. The only team they lost to is the Blazers. They beat the Mavs. Mavs been okay. Clippers.
They lost to the Blazers yesterday or 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant hit that fucking buzzer beater.
Beat the Pelicans. They got some side wins over here, so I guess I can't just say they're playing bums in the park. Great start. It's a great start. They definitely turn their heads. I will say that 7-2 obviously gonna turn some heads, as we've seen with Cleveland, as with anybody who's 7-2. D Book is doing D Book things. He's playing well. CP3 CP3's kind of starting to decline a bit, starting to digress. He's starting. You can see his offense starting to decline a bit and digress. That's a big reason why I don't think they would.
36%. I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, his playmaking is still there, but you can see him. The decline is definitely there.
27% from 3.
Yeah, it's been rough. It's been a rough year. But Book's holding it down. Book's playing well. I think I saw him on the MVP ladder.
MVP candidate. We're gonna get to this again. At the end of the year, if it's like this, is Book an MVP candidate?
Considering how Chris Paul declined, I can go for it right now. But they have been impressive. I mean, they do still worry me. It's still early, like you said. Cam Johnson's hurt.
Jay Crowder.
They lost.
Jay Crowder's.
Yeah, Crowder's. I don't even know his situation. Crowder. Ayton doesn't seem. Who knows what happens in the middle of the season? Who knows if he doesn't request a trade? Who knows if he doesn't start causing problems in the locker room? Chris Paul is obviously starting to finally show some signs of decline. I don't know. They look good right now. They look solid, but I'm still not buying it, man. I just can't.
I don't know. At this point, I've watched him a little bit. I'm not gonna lie on League Pass. They try to get Mikal Bridges a lot more involved. They need to develop him more because, as you can see, I know it was that bad. Chris Paul is 37 though, and he was the second best player in 2020 or 2021 to get them to the finals. He cannot be the second best player on this team anymore. He's not a scoring threat. It looks like again. I'm not gonna try and judge 8 games in the season. I ain't watched that much. Not a scoring threat that more. At least that's what it seems on paper. He's only taking 8 shots a game. That's fifth best on this team. They try to get Mikal Bridges more on-ball touches. He doesn't really look that good playing on the ball, like trying to get his own shot and score himself. Again, I like the DeAndre Ayton points he made. We don't know what he's going to do. He's playing okay this season so far. But I don't see this team keeping this. I think that maybe it's just because a lot of the teams in the West is going through things. Suns is going through an anomaly. The Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson's out there. The Trailblazers is an anomaly. Nuggets look like they figuring it out. I don't think they played the Mavericks. They played the Mavericks, didn't they?
They beat the Mavs.
Pelicans injured. Clippers injured. They can't keep this. If they do, I'd be really fucking surprised. And Devin Booker definitely deserves some MVP nods if he does keep this up. But it's still real early, so I'm not gonna say all predictions was wrong yet. Because if they lose 2 games, they down to the 8th seed.
Yeah, so
I don't know, man. Do you think the ceiling for this team changes for you? What was your ceiling originally? Probably what? 2nd round at best?
yeah, and that's still my
Still,
ceiling.
yeah, it is kind of early. How do you feel about the Trailblazers?
Their ceiling definitely raised.
You
I had them as a
play-in?
I had them as a lottery. Like,
You're not even making the play-in, did you?
I had them like 12, 13-ish type thing. Yeah, I think they definitely their ceiling is making the playoffs. Their floor is let me look at the Western Conference real quick. Their floor, I think their ceiling is definitely an 8th seed.
Oh, still their ceiling is an 8th seed, so they're in the play-in still.
Yeah.
You don't think they're more than it?
There's no way they get a top 6 seed. If they get a top 6 seed,
Dame MVP?
Dame is my MVP. Yeah. Western Conference. Where is okay? I would say my floor for them. I think they're playing lot. I'm gonna say they're definitely a play-in lot because the Spurs are definitely gonna drop. The Warriors, they're a play-in lot. So their ceiling is playoffs. Their floor is play-in.
So you think the best they can do is 8th seed?
Is 8th seed, yes.
Anthony Simon's been showing up, man. He's been playing great. 37% from 3. Him and Dame is both taking 10 threes a game, man.
It's a lot of points.
22, 4, and 3. Not a bad stat. I like Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant had that buzzer beater the other day, but I agree with you. I feel good about my prediction. I think I had him as a 10th seed, actually. So I'll probably boost it up maybe 2 spots like you, 8th seed minimum.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but
yeah,
they definitely impressed me, though.
I just think, Sam, I just think a lot of the teams in the West is just figuring it out. Zion and B.I., like I said, Clippers, Mavericks still, to an extent, got to work Christian Wood in there, got to get used to Brunson not being there. Nuggets got to get used to playing with each other. It is very early. It's very early.
Yeah.
That's really about it. Everything else kind of seemed how we expected. I mean, we talked about the Cavs, so I'm not going to revisit them. Yeah, we basically covered everything. Talk about what? 6, 7 teams.
Yeah, talk about a lot of teams.
Ready to end it, man?
Yeah, might be time to call it.
That's it, man. Hey, hit that sub button, man. Thanks for watching, dude. Good looks, man. Mikey, man. Anything else you got to say?
Go Cavs, man. 3:30. Go Russ, too, man. Russ been playing great. Russ been playing real great. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Russ been playing real great. Had 28 his last game. Hopefully he can keep it up.
How much you got the Cavs winning by tonight?
I got the Cavs winning by 12.
I'm going to go 30.
You gonna go 30.
No, I'll go 20.
LeBron always played good against Cleveland, so it's probably gonna be a respectable game.
Man,
Is LeBron playing?
it's a great question. We'll talk about that next week. We'll give it a week.
Is LeBron washed? LeBron washed?
We gotta give it a week. We gotta give it a week. Damn, people were saying that shit after just a couple games, though.
That's crazy. I said he was sick or something.
Yeah, illness. Without anything else to say, man, I appreciate y'all for watching, man. You know the Bucks is 8-0, man. Hey, hot take to end this shit. The Bucks are winning 70 games this season. Giannis is about to have another DPOY first multiple time MVP DPOY in the same year. Giannis! That's all I'm going to do, man. Follow us at EGFHoops podcast on TikTok, though. We post on that bitch. You got to follow us there, man. What do you got, Mike, man?
And we have Mikeyhooptalks on TikTok, Realhooptalks on Instagram and Twitter. And I posted a TikTok a few days ago about somebody. That's a damn shame. I forgot. But I posted TikTok a few days ago. Go check that out. Gotta add something to the reels. I've been pretty active on the reels this year since the school year started. I've been pretty active on Instagram. Like I said, Instagram, Real Hoop Talks, Twitter, Real Hoop Talks, TikTok, Mikeyhooptalks, man. Y'all know where I'm at.
TikTok, EGF Ron on Twitter. Just I didn't start posting on TikTok again, man. I don't know, man. I haven't been on there.
TikTok the wave.
I'm not on TikTok, man. But check us out. If they're celebrating, man, do me that favor. Start posting some more clips on here, man. That's it. We'll see y'all next Friday.
See y'all next Friday, man.